I won't take up any more of your time, and I'd now like to give the floor to the Secretary General of the United Nations, António Guterres.
2021 must be the year to reconcile humanity with nature. Until now, we have been destroying our planet. We have been abusing it as if we had a spare one. Our current resource use requires almost 2 planets, but we only have one. If we compare Earth's history to a calendar year, we have used 1/3 of its natural resources in the last 0.2 seconds. We have been poisoning air, land and water, and filling oceans with plastic. And now nature is striking back. Temperatures are reaching record highs, biodiversity is collapsing, deserts are spreading, fire, floods, and hurricanes are more frequent and extreme, and we are extremely fragile. Meanwhile, COVID-19 has taken more than 1.8 million lives and devastated economies. And for the first time in this century, poverty is increasing and inequalities are deepening. And as we rebuild, we cannot revert to the old normal. Pandemic recovery is our chance to change course. With smart policies and the right investments, we can chart a path that brings health to all, revives economies, and builds resilience and rescues biodiversity. Innovations in energy and transport can steer a sustainable recovery and economic and social transformation. And nature-based solutions, such as the Africa's Great Green Wall, are especially promising. Preserving the world's biodiversity also yields jobs. According to the World Economic Forum, emerging business opportunities across nature could create 191 million jobs by 2030. But the world has not met any of the global biodiversity targets set for 2020, and biodiversity is facing a financial gap of $711 billion per year until 2030. Sustainable financing is essential if you are to transition away from polluting sectors. Our meeting in Kunming, the COP in China this year, is a vital step in establishing a post-2020 global framework for biodiversity and stopping the extinction of crises. Chers amis,
dear friends, biodiversity and climate are closely linked, and a new impetus is being formed. Many major polluters are starting to have net zero emissions for 2050. The main goal is to build a true worldwide coalition for carbon neutrality. Each country, city, and company has to have an ambitious roadmap to meet zero net emissions by 2050. Time has come to put a price on carbon, to stop building new coal-fired plants, to end subsidies for fossil fuels, to transfer the tax burden from taxpayers to polluters, and to align public and private financial flows with the commitments of the Paris Agreement and Sustainable Development Goals. We also need to integrate the carbon neutrality goal in all of our economic and tax decisions. And we must help the weakest, those who are already suffering from the effects of climate change and the loss of biodiversity. Today, efforts for adaptation only represent 20% of climate funding, and only 14% of climate finance is earmarked for the least advanced countries. This is more than insufficient, especially if we want to protect small island states whose very existence is threatened. Everyone needs to do more, much more. COP26 cannot be another lost opportunity, nor can the Kunming meeting be one. For the last 3 years, the One Planet Summit has allowed us to bring together public, private, and civil society players around concrete initiatives at country level and world level. The Coalition for Nature and People, the very ambitious one which will be launched today, is a perfect example of this. Dear friends, we are starting a new year under the sign of hope. Together, we can seize this opportunity to create a safer, fairer, and more sustainable world. I thank you.